Hello, sippers. I'm Demetrius.
I'm Renee.
And I'm Martia.
And this is Sipping on Wine, a true crime podcast.
Hey, ladies.
Hey,
sippers.
ladies. Hey, sippers. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good on this True Crime Tuesday, our favorite day of the week.
Right.
What's going on with you over there? I hear your voice sounds a little like you sound like the monkey over there.
Like a monkey.
Like the monkey.
Like you
like
the
the sick monkey. Like the sick monkey got you. You can hear it in your voice, honey. How are you doing?
Yes. I'm just trying to get better, ladies and sippers. I apologize.
Aww. It's been a minute.
Be a little
I hate
rough,
that you're not feeling well yet. Oh my goodness.
It's been weeks. I need it to go away.
Exactly.
Gosh,
right.
I know. But you sound better than you did before. You did sound like your voice was totally gone before. So sounds like you're on the mend. So thank you for coming in and doing a Sipping on Wine episode for us.
I'm trying to push through, ladies. I'm trying to push through. So although we are a true crime podcast, we also discuss many other topics that might interest you. So please make sure to keep listening after our case discussion, because we have a few other segments you don't want to miss. So ladies, before we go any further, let's jump into our drink of the week. This drink of the week is called Caramel Apple Mule. It has absolute vodka, caramel, apple cider, and ginger beer. So it's considered a fall beverage, but you can drink this at any time of the year because it's just alcohol. Let's do it.
It is, but that apple cider does make you feel like, like warm winter, fall, it's kind of doing that. And I do love me some ginger beer. I love me some ginger beer.
And see, I'm the opposite. I'm not a fan of it, but it actually comes together pretty well, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good choice, Demetrius.
Yeah, good job.
So as always, we will list all ingredients on our social media. And please tag us if you try it or add it to your list of cocktails.
Please do so, sippers.
All
We'd
right.
love to see it.
So before we begin speaking on this week's true crime, we want to acknowledge the people that these crimes have left a lasting impact on. We also want to send our heartfelt sympathy to not only the survivors, but also the loved ones and friends of all victims we are about to discuss in today's episode. So I have a disclaimer. Some of the material in today's episode might be unsuitable for most listeners. Discretion is always fully advised. So, ladies, today's case is going to take us to Ontario, Canada.
Okay, we're going to Canada.
Have
we done Canada before? Have we done
it once before? Yeah, at least once.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my cases.
Okay, so let's go back.
All right, let's travel back. Let's double back. We're going to discuss the true crime case of Elizabeth Wettlaufer, who is often called the Angel of Death. So y'all ready for this one?
Oh, no, I'm not sure. Let me take
that name.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So Elizabeth Wettlaufer was born on June 10th, 1967, as Elizabeth Tracy May Parker to both Doug and Hazel Parker in Woodstock, Ontario. Her parents raised her and her brother in a very strict fundamentalist Baptist group. They attended church service almost every day of the week. The church community allowed no drinking, no movies, no smoking, and no dancing. If it was anything socially fun, it was not accepted at the Parker household.
Girl, that sounds like the movie Footloose. Remember, they couldn't do they couldn't dance, they were kids, but they couldn't drink. But my goodness, that just sounds like Footloose.
Right. Very strict. So y'all, this community did not allow anything of fun. So in the mid 1980s, while attending Huron Park Secondary School, I had to learn secondary, y'all. I keep forgetting overseas. Secondary is high school. Yeah, so that's weird. So Elizabeth had changed her name to Beth Parker, but some of the kids who bullied Elizabeth call her Bethy Porker because of her look. So
that's just so mean to say, Porker. Yes. I mean, I would think even if I was fat, if people just called me fat, that'd be, but Porker is like 10 times worse.
Terrible.
Right. Kids are like just clever, like
they're evil.
Little
kids are mean.
Like who raised you?
Actually, basically.
Right. But despite her being bullied most of her school years, Beth still made the most of school by participating in both band and choir. After graduating secondary school, Elizabeth will go on to attend London Baptist Bible College, where she received a bachelor's degree in religious education counseling. Although she grew up in a strict religious household, Elizabeth wanted to explore having a same sex relationship. She found herself more attracted to girls than boys growing up, in which she made several advancements on females, but was often rejected. Once her father caught wind of this happening, he put Elizabeth into conversion therapy. Y'all ever heard of conversion
I've
therapy?
heard of that.
I have, and
That
I'm
sounds
so glad they
horrible.
don't do that anymore. Yeah,
Right.
that's the
Like
worst.
that is
So
not
have
going to
they got
change
rid of
you.
it completely or?
I don't
As
know. I
far
think
as
they
I
might
know,
do
they
it
have.
in some
Oh,
places, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's legal or.
I
Okay.
was gonna say, let me
Mhm.
tell. It's not in our books anymore, and
Yeah.
y'all know I'm a
Really?
recent graduate. So if they're
Mhm.
doing it
Okay.
somewhere, it's probably illegal.
Okay.
Mhm.
Drop that knowledge.
That's crazy.
Okay,
Wow.
recent graduate girl.
Okay.
I heard
Whoop,
that.
whoop.
You put that out there. I heard it.
Right. So he wanted to undo any thoughts of her wanting to be with women because this type of behavior was highly restricted in their religious beliefs. For Elizabeth, the therapy only made her develop feelings of self hatred and doubt. Regardless of what she was going through, there was an urge in her to care for others. This became her drive and passion. Elizabeth will go on to study nursing for 3 years at Conestoga College in Kitchener, Ontario, graduating in 1995 as a registered nurse. In October of 1997, Elizabeth married Daniel Wettlaufer, a haul truck driver she met at church. Many believe she did so to prove she no longer wanted to be with women. But after 11 years of marriage, there would be trouble within their relationship. Elizabeth began to develop a number of problems, including having a bipolar disorder, to which caused her nursing license to be restricted after she was caught stealing medication for pain relief and having a near fatal overdose on that said medication. Elizabeth began secretly seeking help from other women online. Daniel soon found out that one relationship formed from this had developed deeper, causing Daniel and Elizabeth to separate in 2007 and later divorcing in 2008. After the divorce, Elizabeth found someone new, a woman named Sheila Andrews, who was a prison cafeteria worker. The two met online and instantly bonded, but their relationship did not last long. Sheila stated that Elizabeth often threw tantrums and would get upset when things didn't go her way. So Andrews called it quit. While trying to overcome the ending of her marriage and her most recent breakup with Sheila, Elizabeth continued to struggle with her drug and alcohol addictions, as well as her mental health issues. These factors caused Elizabeth to constantly change jobs. Until June of 2007, Elizabeth Wettlaufer would find a new job at Carescent Care Nursing Home in Woodstock. The position she began consisted of working long hours on the night shift. She was responsible for dispensing of medication to the residents under her care, as well as she was in charge of some staff members. This new position gave Elizabeth access to some potentially dangerous drugs, even to those she had now become codependent on, like hydromorphone. The overwhelming work hours, along with stress, personal and mental issues, made Elizabeth begin to cope with her issues differently, resulting in her doing the unthinkable. In 2007, she injected two women under her care with high doses of insulin with the intent to kill. Luckily, these attempts were unsuccessful and neither woman died from the injections, although they did later die from unrelated causes. Because of her unsuccessful attempt, on August 11th, 2007, Elizabeth decided to try a killing again. Her first fatal victim was James Silcox, an 84-year-old World War II veteran and a father of 6 children. He was recovering from a hip injury when he was killed by Elizabeth with a lethal dose of insulin. Not knowing what happened, doctors concluded the cause of death was an embolism caused from his surgery. Bev knew exactly what happened, but she got away with cold-blooded murder, stating in her confession he had to go because he touched her and others inappropriately.
Man, that is just crazy how she
Yep,
just
you just decided he got to go.
right. Wow.
Yeah, just evil. And 4 months later, Elizabeth administered another fatal insulin dose to Maurice Granat, an 84-year-old cancer patient. She told him she needed to give him a vitamin shot as ordered by the doctor. He agreed, sadly, and was found the following day deceased in his bed. The following year, Elizabeth had the same motives toward Michael Priddle and Wayne Hedges, but both of them survived. In 2011, 3 years after the initial lethal injections, Elizabeth struck again, this time killing Gladys Miller, age 87, on October 13th, 2011. Then on October 25th, 2011, Helen Matheson, age 95, became a victim. And on November 6, 2011, Mary Serwinski, age 96, was also murdered by Elizabeth, each patient receiving lethal doses of insulin.
It's
This
like
was
she just got some kind of thrill out of this. I
right,
mean, because these people were already elderly, like in their
Right.
last
At
right,
the
chapter of
end.
life as it is. So,
right.
that's just, it
Mm,
makes me
And check
uncomfortable
this
just to
out.
hear her just doing this for no reason.
I know.
Exactly.
So sad.
And this was all because she felt like they were annoying and they had to go.
Wow,
Not
that's terrible.
annoying. Girl.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just disgusting, y'all. So from 2011 to 2013, Elizabeth killing spree comes to a halt, but will resume again on March 22nd, 2014, taking the life of Maureen Pickering, age 79, by giving the highest dose of insulin she had ever administered to her past victims. This was to ensure immediate death. Y'all, she was like, at this point when I
But
saw
she was
her,
determined.
yeah, she was
Yeah.
like, okay, no more waiting the next day. It's got to be immediate
Yeah.
now. So she's just out for death. Like, what type of revenge are you getting out of this? She would go on to kill Helen Young, age 90, and Arpath Harvard, age 75. A total of 8 lives taken under her care, all caused by insulin overdoses. Fast forward to September 16th, 2016, Elizabeth Wettlaufer decided she had had enough and wanted to stop killing. She checked herself into a psychiatric hospital. It is there Elizabeth confessed to the Center for Addiction and Mental Health staff members about her killings and attempts at killing her patients, leading them to notify the College of Nurses of Ontario and the Toronto Police Service. This forced Elizabeth to email the CNO to resign as a registered nurse because she had deliberately harmed patients in her care and was now investigated by the police. So check this out. Not only did Elizabeth verbally confess what she had done over the years, she had also turned over a 4-page handwritten confession detailing everything from the patient's
What?
name to what she used and where they
Oh
were
my
located.
goodness.
So you really told on yourself verbally
Right.
and
You really
hand.
kept records. Like you wrote it down.
Right.
Like
Right.
you really wanted to get caught, I guess.
Exactly. But that's not all. Prior to this confession, she had already told people close to her about killing her patients, including a lawyer who advised her to keep it a secret. She also told a former boyfriend, a student nurse working at Crescent Nursing Home, a pastor and his wife, and an ex-girlfriend. Yet no one reported her to police. Some of them told her they would do so if they found out she killed again, while others dismissed her claims entirely. During this time, while all of the investigations are happening, Elizabeth contacted a childhood friend, Glenn Hart, to tell him a patient died under her care, and it wasn't accidental. She killed him and the others with high doses of insulin. Insulin was untraceable and wasn't recorded in log like other medications. Glenn tells Elizabeth that he has to call the police, but little did he know her verbal confession with the psychiatrist and a 4-page handwritten confession was already under investigation, as well as documentations of the individuals she confessed to killing at the healthcare facilities. On September 29th, 2016, during her interview with detectives, Elizabeth explained how and why she killed each patient. Wettlaufer claimed that she did in fact understand the difference between right and wrong, and she killed because of her uncontrollable surges. Y'all, she said she had surges. Like she
That's
couldn't
something serious
resist
of to
it.
say.
That is
Surge.
exactly. That's like sick.
That's weird.
Like,
Mhm.
oof.
She said she felt the red surge and then heard laughter and cackling that she thought was from the pit of hell.
And the thing is, she said
And
she had a surge, but then she actually has a color to the surge as well.
yeah, a red
A red
surge. She said it
surge.
was red.
Man. Okay.
That blew my mind. And you said it came from the pit of hell. So I was like, oh,
Sounds about right.
right. And check this out. She also believed that God wanted her to kill those individuals to help them move on.
Yeah, I don't think that came from God.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was sad.
Mm.
On October 25th, 2016, Elizabeth Wettlaufer was charged with 8 counts of murder. And on January 13th, 2017, 6 more charges consisting of 4 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault were added. During her trial, she waived her right to a hearing and admitted to all charges on June 1st, 2017. She was stripped of her nursing license and registration indefinitely. On June 26, 2017, Elizabeth was sentenced to 8 consecutive life sentences with no possibility of parole for 25 years. So in 2042, she will be eligible for parole. So what y'all think about that?
Oh man.
She
I think
shouldn't
that's
be
still not enough
eligible
time.
for parole.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think she should be eligible, but I mean, laws
That's
are
not
different.
enough.
That's a whole nother
I
country.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So Wettlaufer was incarcerated at Grand Valley Institution for Women at Kitchener, but was later transferred to an unspecified facility to receive medical treatment in March of 2018. So from what I was researching, it was for like mental help that she needed. But how do they get privileged like that to be moved to another
Yeah.
facility? That's just
And don't nobody know where she's at? Like,
right.
you can't find.
Yeah. So check this out, ladies and sippers. The judge ended his closing statement by referring to Wettlaufer as the shadow of death. I think that title fits her better than
It
angel
does.
of death.
I feel
Yeah.
the same way. Yeah, the whole angel and death in the same
Right.
sentence threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's what they call her. Her name is known as the angel of death. But I don't think nothing happy
That's
was
not
about
angel.
that. Like,
Right. No.
right.
Angel is a word,
Yeah.
right? Like, no.
You are shadow of death. He did
Mhm.
right. So I want to add this in also. Elizabeth's actions and mental health caused Canada to revamp their healthcare procedures and policies. They started a task force to implement new ways on how to handle med cards and how drugs are administered to patients. They also implemented a screening of healthcare professionals for drugs and mental health. So that's good that they're taking steps to try to prevent what she's done. But,
Right. Right.
after you hire somebody, like, somebody can change
Mhm.
after you hire them the next day.
Right. Because you don't know what somebody's gonna do like in their future.
Yeah.
Like,
So how can you determine someone's mental health?
mhm. I mean, I
So
could see cutting out the people who have maybe mental issues early on. So I mean, you can kind of cut some of them out, but you're not gonna get everybody. But I
you're
guess
not gonna catch
that's a help. That
everybody.
helps a little bit.
If
It's better than
somebody is
nothing.
that, and I mean, she said she had like what surgery. So if you're feeling that
Mhm.
kind of anger on the inside, I mean, how does that determine your mental health
Yeah.
when you get hired? So anything you ladies want to add before we close
Oh
the
my
book on
goodness.
Elizabeth Wettlaufer?
No, she just
I'm
needs to stay where she's
speechless.
at.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
speechless over here. Like I've been sipping throughout the whole story because
Mm.
right,
she was just basically killing for sport, and that's just sick.
Right. That
right,
is one way to say it. Yeah. Wow.
right. And the family members of these individuals that passed, they didn't see her conviction as enough. They was like, that's not enough time. She needs to get the book thrown at her. And they went for the
She
healthcare
does.
system, and it was like, y'all need to do better. We're entrusting you with our loved ones. So that's why they came up with the task force and everything to come up with new ideas on how to handle the healthcare professionals and the medications that are, given to the residents or the patients in those facilities. But, I just hope it's not another person, that feel like, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. It's just got to come to a point where people don't copycat. Don't go into healthcare if you feel that angered about something in your past, or I don't know. It just make you go, why? Why are you caring for someone if you feel that much anger and frustration and you have that much going on? But in researching, ladies, there are multiple women out there, like nurses and doctors, that need to be listed as serial killers.
I know. I'm like, sure there's a whole bunch out there who have done that.
I've never even thought about it like that, though. That's
right. Deep. Ooh. Like someone you trust, they smile in your face. Hey, how are you doing? And then you don't even know if that's your last day. So sad. So, sippers, all of the sources used for this case are available online. And I suggest watching Signs of a Psychopath and Living with a Serial Killer. And that will conclude our true crime for this week on Elizabeth Wettlaufer.
Ooh, child.
Wow, that was a doozy, as Renee would say.
Yeah.
Oof. Right. Okay, ladies, we're going to move into our next segment, which is called Random Wind Down. Are y'all ready?
Oof. I don't know, because your randoms be real crazy.
Right.
All right, let's go. Simple. So Random Wind Down is where we like random current events or things of our interest to have an open discussion and give our opinions on. For this episode, I wanted to bring back something I've done before on a previous episode, which I mentioned fun facts. Remember about the gum, don't throw the gum, and etc. Well, ladies, here's number one. Did you know that most people killed in robberies are the robbers?
No,
the majority are the robbers.
Yes. Most people killed in robberies are the robbers.
Huh.
I never knew that.
That's a kind of better fun fact.
Yeah, that's a good fun fact.
Because I mean, versus the other people dying, the ones that they're trying to rob.
Don't step to my household. You may not make it.
Right, mine either.
Okay.
Man. So mine free.
Like
a whole, we're ready for war over here.
Right.
Ooh, okay.
I can't even tell you how many pieces.
You gotta stay ready. Get ready. So I got the second one is felons who are considered physically unattractive receive 50% longer jail sentences on average than those who are deemed enticing.
I can believe that. I see that easy.
So if you are a little slightly ugly, I guess you get 50% more longer jail sentence.
I mean, that's just kind of like in the hands of like racial thing, like a pretty little white girl, blonde hair, and they're like, oh my gosh, we can't put her in jail. No, because that'll ruin her life. But you got Darlene, who is the same age and did the same things. It's like, well, no, she's a hardened criminal. She did XYZ. She needs to go,
Right. Okay, you bringing a whole different perspective, because I was like, excuse me.
But yeah, it's easier to, not feel for the people who are, I guess I would say not that don't look like you or don't share kind of like the same kind of upbringing and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so here's my third one. So ladies, imagine a serial killer's victim. Did you picture it being a female? No.
Yes. I didn't. But I just thought of someone who was more helpless, I guess. So I guess that could be kind of, in the same.
Okay, well, most movies tend to cast women as victims, but guess what? 53.8% of serial killing victims are males.
Wow.
53% of serial killer victims. Really?
Yeah. 53.8%. They put an 8.
Now that you say that, yeah, I do think more of like women when it's like serial killers, because usually serial killers are usually men.
Right.
Or overwhelmingly men. So they usually kill. Oh, wow.
But most of the victims, 53.8% of the victims are males. That's a very, you don't hear about that many, males being the victims. You always see women on TV and women in the movies.
You do, exactly.
Yeah. That is just, that blew
my mind. I guess with Jeffrey Dahmer just coming out. I mean, not just coming out, but this latest.
And what was Netflix that Killer Clown? He did a lot
of. He did the men, all those little boys, and young men too.
Oh, Yeah, so now that's bringing in, yeah, I guess so. Ooh. So
Wow.
number 4, did you know, according to the IRS, the Internal Revenue Services, self-employed criminals are required to declare the source of their illegal income. For example, selling drugs.
Wait a minute, say that again.
Who's gonna admit to that?
I was like, what?
Yes. So did you know, according to the IRS, self-employed criminals are required to declare the source of their illegal income.
That's
okay.
crazy.
I guess they can be
selling
required,
drugs.
but I mean, it ain't happening. But I guess you
Right.
can say,
But here's the kicker. They cannot be prosecuted for it.
So
I
what
guess
they
you-
want to know for? Just to
Right.
tax them and get some more?
Yeah, I don't trust
To
that.
add to that
That
debt
seems
that's
like a
never gonna
setup.
go away.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That
It
seems
is
like a
a setup.
setup.
Just like
Now-
ancestry.com and all them
Exactly.
DNA gathering places.
Yep.
Oh, just give your DNA and link your family together. And now they're catching
Exactly.
criminals on there. Like,
And guess what? They have your social and everything. So yeah, he gonna just write down his social, date of birth,
right.
everything, right?
Speaking of DNA, have y'all done that before?
No.
The
No, because
ancestry
I'm
stuff.
such a conspircy theorist. I already
Me
knew it
too.
was something attached to that years ago.
I
so
ain't did it
wouldn't do
either. I was just like, the government is not gonna have my DNA up in there. Because what if I commit a crime in the future? That's the same
I
thing.
never thought about me committing a crime, but I just never.
I said this before on the episode before on, getting my gun, my license, my concealed carry
Ooh,
permit that I
okay.
haven't got it
you
yet
did say
because
that.
because they need your fingerprints.
You
And I'm
did
just
say
like,
that.
no, I don't want my fingerprints on record. No, just in case
Yeah.
I might commit a crime later in life. But
It
I'm
is
sure they got
true.
it somewhere, but still, I'm just like,
Well, they have your
Mm-mm.
dental work. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm sure that they can get it, but I mean, I just
Mhm.
like worried about that. Just in case I might commit a crime, I don't want that to come up later and be like, oh, we found this fingerprint from 19
Ooh,
whatever.
right.
Right.
And
see,
I'm
I
like,
just didn't
look, and
wanna-
I'm like 80 years old at the time.
Right.
I'm just like, man, if y'all go somewhere with
And I
that.
wasn't thinking about crime. I was thinking about clone. You're not about to clone me with my DNA.
They're not
all
gonna make
this other
another
stuff.
Martia. Heck no. Get out of here.
Ooh, we'd be
I
like,
just
are
didn't
you
know
the real
what they were gonna
Martia?
use it
Please
for.
stand up.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, I'm on number 5 now. So
Okay.
did you know to testify was based on men in the Roman court swearing to a statement made by sitting on their testicles? So when you
Wait a minute.
Never heard that. No.
Yes.
Girl, what?
Yeah. So they had to testify by sitting.
So it's
On
only
their
men testifying back in the day then, I
Right.
guess that's what that. I ain't
So-
never heard that before.
I thought that was an interesting
Neither
fun
have
fact.
I.
Wow.
That was weird. And I have another one. Number 6. While some people assume that all criminal records are linked to a person's social security number, that is not always the case. If a person has changed their name and an employer runs a background check using their new name, the check won't find any information associated with the candidate's old name.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that
So
one more time.
it says, while some people assume that all criminal records are linked to a person's social security number, that's
Mhm.
not always the case. If a person has changed their name and an employer runs a background check using their new name, the check won't find any information associated with the candidate's old name. So I guess moving forward, I have a cousin that changed his name and they allow him to change his social security. So he has an old name and old social security.
How you
and a new
change
name.
that? I didn't know
I-
that you.
Let me tell you something. I didn't even know you could
Wow.
do all that
Hmm.
legalities and stuff. Mine been rolling with me for 99.999 years.
Me too, sis.
Man.
So I guess, somebody try to do a background check on their boyfriend and he changed his name. You ain't gonna find out no information that he got a couple of felonies and
Mm.
some other misdemeanors because his name's been changed. So I just thought that was weird because I always thought your social security followed you throughout your whole life, but
I did
guess
too.
not.
But no wonder they ask you all these questions so they can make sure it's linked together some kind of way. When documents ask you, what's your former this and what's your former last
Mm.
name, whatever,
Ooh.
Wow, that's interesting. It's a lot of things that we probably think we have to give on some of these documents that we don't have to give, but we don't know that.
Most of it's just information collecting to put it in a
Exactly.
file and put it more,
Yep.
you get more and more stuff about one person. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Right. Ooh, look at my ladies. This is why we're
Girl.
sipping on wine. They're so smart.
It's the fun facts for me.
All right, look at us out
And
there
here's
trying to
the
help
last one,
criminals
lady.
out there.
Oh,
Look at us. Ooh. You should be ashamed.
Wait, this
Continue.
better not be helping anybody.
But continue.
Okay. Turn in your IRS then, criminals. Turn in your IRS. Okay, so here's the last one. Managers commit more criminal offenses than hourly employees do. So have y'all ever been around some activities with some managers that did some foul stuff? Because I could name like 99.999. When I saw this, I was like, ooh, this bring me back to my retail days. I do know some sticky fingers back in the day.
Yeah, me too.
But I had some sticky fingers back in the day too, so I can't even tell on nobody. My whole house had my previous job up in my house, and still do have a couple of items still today in my house from that. So I can't judge nobody. Funny.
Okay, no judgment zone, no judgment zone. But I thought that was very interesting. But I know managers can get away with a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got the keys to the place. You got the code to come in and out. So, yeah, I could see that as a fun fact. But that will conclude our random wind down. And we're going to move into another segment. Are you ladies ready for our next one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one, but I'm ready.
Okay, sippers. We're going to move into what we call Spill the Wine. Spill the Wine is a segment on our show where you, our sippers, send us an email or DM asking our opinion about a situation you need some advice on. The three of us will give our separate viewpoints and share our opinions about how you should resolve your issue. All the Spill the Wine submissions are anonymous and we will never share your identity. And said, ladies, let's jump into this.
Okay, well, let me say this real quick before we get started. Sippers, you guys have not been sending Spill the Wines lately, so that's why we haven't had the segment for a while. So we probably have to promote it a little bit more. So it might be on our best. So we might, we'll take that. But I mean,
we'll take the L.
Because you guys used to be on point before and sending all your relationship questions and stuff. But yeah, so we enjoy those. So yes, send them to sipandunwind@gmail.com.
Yes, please.
Oh, so this one comes, ladies, from one of our male listeners. He says, He says, hello, SNU. I'm in need of advice or some feedback on what you would do. I am a male, 34 years old. I've been dating this beautiful woman I met online 6 months ago. She's 35 years old. So we decided to make it official just a few weeks ago. We've discussed plans for the future, for example, living arrangements, marriage, and places we want to travel and visit in the coming year. My biggest conversation piece is about kids. I don't want any at all. Well, about 5 days ago, she brings up the subject of kids again, and I explained how I never had any interest in children. One day, she calls me and starts crying. She told me she needed to talk, but in person. So she came over to my place. When she arrived, she had 2 kids with her, a girl and a boy. Beautiful children, very adorable and well-mannered. I let them inside and she introduces both to me as her children. I was in complete shock and disbelief. The woman I fell in love with had a secret. All this time, that day was a lot to take in. After they left my place, I felt all kinds of emotions. My question is, do I compromise how I feel about having kids because I want to walk away altogether? Or would I be wrong to walk away from someone who is perfect for me? Signed, undecided.
Ooh. I mean, I would say, since he ended that saying, she's perfect for him and, does he just suck it up and kind of just move on? Then I would say it doesn't seem like that big of a deal anymore and just suck it up and move on. Because before I heard that part, I'd have been like, no, it's over. Because I mean, she lied about her kids, that she had kids and you was talking to her for so long and all this. That's, no, that's a deal breaker. But then if you even ended it saying, well, should I just, move on with her stuff? Then, I mean, go for what you know.
So would he be wrong if he just walked away from someone who's perfect for him because she got kids?
Not at all.
I feel like, I feel he wouldn't be wrong.
Ooh,
she probably was perfect for him, but then when she presented her children, then that's like the thing that he didn't want. So
right.
I just feel like, I don't know, with something like that, we can't see the future. But it may be something else that comes up later from her that he's gonna be like, damn it, I should have walked away when I had a chance. Maybe not. But
that would have been a deal breaker with me. You lied.
It would have been a deal breaker.
That's a lot to take in when that's not something you wanted, and now all of a sudden you have it. Please.
And then you've been talking for 6 months, and she didn't even tell you she had children.
I'm out of there. That's just me though. But I'm out.
It just seems that for that many months and your kids and you did video chat and all this and
And
kids
you never
never.
discussed your children. That's crazy.
I mean, and that's not even never asked me about it. No, that's you lied. You clearly lied. Had
Right.
to, because there's no way that you would have been able to carry on a relationship, be it online, on the phone, or even in person, hiding two kids without you saying some sort of a lie.
That's
You
something
know,
major to be
Right.
lying about. Exactly.
yeah. Like, and then what would you want to be with somebody who would lie about their kids? Like that would have been. That's just a deal breaker
Nope.
for me. But if if that's not for you, because it seems like it might not be a deal breaker, and if everything else falls in line with her and you, I say,
Right.
Have at it. I don't.
So check this out, though. He has a PS on here. I wanted to get you ladies' opinion before I threw this one in here.
Okay.
It says, PS, I also found out that her husband, who is the kid's father, abandoned them all 2 years ago.
Wait a minute, her husband, so she's married?
Yes,
currently?
he abandoned them 2 years ago.
Okay.
So that should further his decision to go.
Well, she's a married woman with 2 kids. So how about
Right.
him just leave? Just come on, just give it let her sort that out first.
As my little niece say, bye.
You know,
like I'm not sticking
Right.
around for that.
Right.
yeah.
No.
That
sounds very messy.
I mean, the thing is she's married. So I mean, like, what are
Yep. He abandoned them 2 years ago. He said he found out. He said, PS, I just found out.
But she's a liar.
Right.
Because he says that they talked about marriage. So clearly you did not say you were married.
Exactly. Like,
You know,
I don't care how traumatizing that might have been. You still got to let the person you're dating know that you are not fully
you're discussing
available.
marriage.
And here's why. Yeah.
And you're a liar. I'm sorry to call her a liar like that, but I mean, she lied. And you know, just think if she lies about stuff like that, where those are just some things that you can be upfront in the beginning.
Right.
Kind of, you know, hey, I'm
children is a big deal though, right?
I got 2 kids.
Right. That's a big deal. That's a whole nother package you're bringing into a relationship. So yeah.
What do you think, Demetrius? You ain't even given your
I'm gonna suggest
official.
I'm gonna suggest that he just move on. That's just too much. As Erica Badu say, lady.
Baggage.
Yeah. Too much. That's too much to deal with. I mean, I get it. You've been talking to her for 6 months. She seems perfect, but 6 months is enough time to move forward. It ain't been 2 years, 3 years, you know, that expansive
6 months just
time.
seems like a long time to be carrying a lie too.
Right. Exactly.
But you have your children though. That's sad.
Like I wouldn't trust her for nothing after that. You know, like stuff that she would say, I wouldn't trust it. Just because, you know, just think 2 years down the line, 5 years down the line, she's still, you know, going to be probably lying about other things. If she can lie about, you know, her kids and being married, you know, it's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say, you know, just move forward. If you need to be friends, I guess stay friends, but I would move on. I wouldn't stay in that situation because then you're going to feel obligated to the kids and that's not what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel obligated to take care of them and be there for them. And that's not something you wanted. Don't put yourself, you know, last. When, you know, that's not what you really wanted out of the relationship. And she should have been honest, like you ladies said. She should have been.
Say, Martia?
He might end up resenting those kids.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's deep. You're right. Yeah. So I'm going to suggest, you know, Mr. Undecided, you've decided, move on.
Yeah. You're decided. Well, you're, I guess, undecided on your end, but we're decided.
We're deciding for you.
We've decided for you. Sorry. So, you know.
Yeah. So that's our advice.
We have different opinions, but this one we're like all on the same page.
Right.
On this one, this is like
we need some more spill the wines. I mean, because this was interesting. I mean, 6 months though, you knowing somebody and they haven't disclosed the children, and they go, I gotta bring somebody. I gotta come over.
And then the thing with that, with 6 months, you should probably go back in your text message history, phone call history, talking history in your head, and just think of all the conversations you've had, and just think of how many times she probably lied to you about something specific that you probably asked her and you didn't think about it, but you know what I'm saying? Because just look at, you know, like availability. Like she never said, you know, having to pick somebody up or going in a bedroom and closing the door to talk, or showing talks late at night because, the kid, like stuff like that.
Wow. That's a good point.
But okay.
Yeah. We hope, our advice, you don't have to take it.
But good luck.
That's it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, okay, sippers and ladies, this is going to conclude this week's episode of Sipping on Wine.
Okay, well, we do like that spill the wine.
You like the spill the wine?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was like, oh, this one got to come up. We haven't done one in a long, long time.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite segments. So yeah, we do need some more of those.
Yeah, send them in. We're ready.
Yeah, sipandunwind@gmail.com.
Yes.
Thank you in advance. Not to say you guys have all these issues and stuff going on, but I'm sure that they're, when you're dealing with people, there's always stuff that comes up. It is
refreshing to talk about something else on the episode. So conclude this week's episode.
We are, and your voice held up for most of this episode.
I really tried. I really hope I can get love. Everybody like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes. I hope you get a little bit of rest. Rest your voice.
Yes.
Don't talk more today if you don't have to.
Okay, thank you.
I hope you feel better soon, and we appreciate you coming on today and doing this episode for the Sippers.
Yes, thank you, ladies. All right, sippers, we hate to leave,
but we gotta go.
We gotta go. Bye, ladies. Bye, sippers.
Bye, ladies. Bye, sippers.
Bye. Oh,
gosh,
that was kind of rough.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, that was a little raspy there, but.